talked about personal convictions and people following people who have personal convictions that you can verify. You can see that this person believes this. You can see it in the way that they live going forward. They prescribe the same thing for themselves that they would prescribe to you. Ngizwe, some time ago, came out very serious pertaining gay people. And he was attacking them. He said all kinds of things, specifically about Somizi. Then recently, they had an event where both of them were at the same event. And this is what the videos show happened when he rocked up. Structured show with daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes done today, they'll be down in the pit comments. You know, for me, the aim is to use anything to convey a biblical principle. Anything, what happens in society, to portray a biblical principle. Okay, we pull up the video. What happened? So Somizi sees him and he says, "No, I will not." So he refuses to shake his hand. And then Ngizwe has a response to that. Tries to go in. Then the security guard holds him back. Then he then starts insulting them. "Hey, you are gay, you are all gay, even you who's gutting." Now, why was he going there? The question, why was he going there? You have said what you said about them, that you don't like what he has promoted. He has promoted all these things, the whole nine hwajes, all of that stuff. He said all these things pertaining gay people. Now, that's where you see, being mean-spirited does nothing, first of all. You see, being mean-spirited about it, you'd rather hold a biblical position pertaining the subject matter so that you can engage it according to what you believe, right? And so that one is beneficial. We see where it goes, right? Clear cut. There is no benefit to being mean-spirited pertaining a subject. There is a benefit to engaging the person to the cause of your belief. So, because you might be mean-spirited, and then when you are there now, mean-spirited energy does not even bring engagement, conversation. Now, the people that have some of the people that I disagree with biblically, I am able to meet them and still say, I still disagree with you here. Because it is done from a biblical perspective. We bring up Bible verses and I can show my position biblically. At that point, what? You want me to just side with you just for the sake of siding with you? We can't do that. There's God to answer to. And so, this conviction, this line of seeking to be biblically convicted, it's very important. No matter how angry a person sounds, no matter how very convicted they sound, why was Ngizwe there to begin with? Why was he there for? Now, this brings up the second point. Okay, so the first point is what? Being mean-spirited pertaining a particular subject does not mean conviction. Okay? Doesn't. A person can be as mean-spirited, scream, what, shout. The way Ngizwe was screaming when this entire thing started. They took him to court, what, all that entire stuff. So, at the end of the day, you being mean-spirited or a person being mean-spirited or being hot-headed about it does not mean they are convicted about that thing. Don't take that as a way to say that's true conviction. Because you might be deceived by being mean-spirited, posing itself as being biblical conviction. So you want to get the roots of it. You want to get the roots of a subject matter, not because someone hates something or something like that. The second point, you out of what they claim, want to get their core root of their convictions. Now, they were talking about cultural things, they cannot wear these, So those, for a person who lives in the modern world, there's no conviction there. About a particular cloth that someone was wearing, that's not conviction. There's no, because you live in the modern era where you don't even wear that thing all the time, so your convictions are easily flipped. So that's no strong root of belief or anything. Some you can change on. You want to get the core root of the issue. You want to find something that has grounding, not just following because it sounds convincing. Now, pertaining the things that you yourself hold to after you've had the convictions, you see, there are certain things that you might be convicted about and be very convinced about, but you can argue it to a certain level, and then past that you can't. Now, at that point, it's better to just walk away, right? Yeah, there's no need to be insulting the other person back or whatnot. At the end of the day, the person who didn't show the mean-spirited is the one that people are going to remember. Say, hey, that one carried themselves well compared to this other person. And the reason why they do that is because mean-spiritedness actually makes people side with people who are wrong a lot of time. A person who's wrong, people tend to side with them because they carry themselves a certain way. So when you follow an individual on the basis of what they state their convictions on, you don't want to hold to that without having your backing, your own biblical backing for the reasons that they stated. Each one of the reasons, I must be able to biblically substantiate it, or in the totality of scripture, I get the idea of what they're saying. Otherwise, it's mean-spirit playing mean-spirit. Basically, point of this video, there are people that do political talking points. They're concerned for something as long as they concern you. As long as that concern you are likely to side with. The moment something happens, they will flip on it. These are things that personally I watch against. If something that a person can flip on, that's a reason of concern. You see someone trying to start a church, then the church failed, then they start attacking the church, like the thing that they were saying about Maponga. That brother. See? And then you try to start a church, and then they say, allegedly, that you try to start a church, the church failed, and then you start attacking the church. As a red flag. Because you have no convictions. What are you starting a church for? At that point, you are playing talking points. You are playing talking points for what people in the world care for. I could not care for, much less for that. At that point, you do not have any convictions. Because you will look for anything. You are not looking for truth. You are looking for anything that makes you side with the most majority or the biggest number. At that point, you do not have personal convictions. You only talk for political points. And I personally am very, very careful with individuals like that. People that side with something just for the sake of most people are on that side, or they'll side with something. You've heard me state my positions here. Even as much as people are against issues of Israel, whatnot, but you will not hear me turn against the Jewish people. You will constantly hear me here state my position, even if it does not favor. It's not a favorable thing because I have a biblical conviction on it. It's not a talking point. I used to wonder why people had flags in the church. I used to wonder. But then it became very clear why. There is a biblical conviction. Paul even states the biblical conviction. You want to watch out for that. And I think the Ngizwe situation, now because he's calling now everybody's gay, now that's just raising insults. There's nothing there really. Because the thing does not stem from thing. This video is not really about the Ngizwe thing. We are using it to teach a principle of how to assess. You see all this flip-flop. There's a lot of flip-flop within church communities. And most of it stems from here. It stems from people who do not have a direct biblical conviction. So anything that just, they flip-flop. Anything they will flip-flop. You don't want to be that kind of a person. We must raise our thing from a position of conviction, biblically so. Yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. There's many people like that. There is even pastors like that. Today they are on this topic, tomorrow because they have never built a biblical position pertaining that thing. Right now, if we were to start a subject matter on tithe, the pastor will just stand with tithe because it provides money for the church. They do not have a conviction on biblically what you believe about money and people and the church. They've just heard about the case, they follow the idea of the case. That's it. They don't have an argument here or there or what. They just heard that one, they stuck with that one. We want to become people that raise ourselves to a point of biblical convictions and not just things that people said and we think it's okay. Let's talk down in the comment section and do further, dig. When a person says something, dig biblically concerning that thing, dig the opposite. Seek to understand biblically the arguments, all arguments. Don't just be citing with everything you cite. You must have the conviction yourself. Biblically so. Because we will answer when we stand before God at the end of the day.